Mr. Michelson's with us representing the children. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the father, Mr. Persley, who is with us. And Mr. Ray is with us representing the mother, Mrs. Persley, who is with us. That's all the parties. I have Erica Flores in the waiting room.
Judge, she's my caseworker. I'd ask that you bring her in, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. She's now with us. Before we get started, I know the department has requested that we extend this case. Before we get started, know where we're headed. Does anybody object to that extension?
Judge, I believe that the case has already been extended.
Oh,
so yeah, I think that was done prior. So we're at a drop dead dismissal date.
Yeah, we are 11/25.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the report I read still said you wanted an extension, so they must have missed taking that out of the report. So,
all right, I apologize.
Okay. All right, then I guess we can proceed. I've read the report. I think I know where we're headed, but you can go ahead and prove up whatever you need to. So,
thank you, Your Honor. I'd call Miss Erica Flores, and they are the children of Lindsay and James Persley.
Yes, sir.
And they have been in the care of their parents for several months now.
Yes.
And first of all, how are they doing in that particular placement?
The kids are doing well. They're doing good. They're happy to be home.
And have you had any concerns? Stop it. Let me ask you this. Have you or someone from St. Francis been going to the home on a regular basis?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us when the children were placed back in the home?
The children were placed back on June 24th.
And at the start of that, y'all were someone from St. Francis, and I'm not sure if it was you because you've been out for a little bit, was going once a week to the home?
I believe it was twice a week or twice a month. I'm sorry. It was twice a month that the other caseworker that was covering me while I was out on leave.
And how long have you been back?
I apologize. At the beginning, it was weekly. And then I have been back since September. I want to say September I came back.
And since September, have you been in the home and visited with the children and the parents?
Yes, sir.
And did you have any concerns about the safety of the home?
No.
And were the parents cooperative with you and letting you look through the home and do what you're supposed to do when you go visit?
Yes, sir.
Judge, just for the record, the reason that we have a drop dead date is not because we had an extension in a drop dead date, but we did a monitored return. We can't ask for an extension after a monitored return. That's the reason that we have this drop dead date. So
okay, and the report I read said it was not a monitored return, but it's neither here nor there.
Okay. Now, Miss Flores, we still have some concerns about Mr. and Miss Persley, correct?
Yes.
The part of the reasons that the children were removed from the home was because of some what we believe to be alcohol abuse.
Yes.
And the services that were requested to help with alcohol abuse had to do with some counseling and some drug screens. Have the parents routinely cooperated with any drug screens that we've asked for?
Yes.
And have we had any issues, or has there been any sign that there was any continued either substance abuse or alcohol abuse?
No.
Part of the reasons that the children were removed originally was because of some domestic violence that was happening in the house.
Yes, sir.
And there were services that were set forth for the parents to do to help with domestic violence.
Yes.
Including ordering that Mr. Persley do a BIP program. And there were some issues trying to get him into BIP because of his work.
Yes.
And then we found an alternative to that. Has he completed that alternative BIP class?
He has 20 of 24 sessions completed.
So it's not quite complete.
Yes.
And mom was ordered to do or participate in a substance, not a substance, a domestic violence group. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And has Miss Persley done that?
She's completed 5 of 14 sessions.
So she started that, but she has not completed that.
No, sir.
At our last hearing, weren't those also kind of where we were at?
Yes, sir.
They had started but hadn't completed those services.
Yes, sir.
So do you agree with me that though we've done pretty well and the kids are doing well in the home, there's still some concerns because these services that were set to alleviate the reasons for the removal have not been completed?
Yes, that's correct.
But as far as the children and the family is going, it seems like things are better today than they were when the removal took place.
Yes, sir.
At this time, we're not making any recommendations as to how the court should finish this case.
No.
But we wanted the court to know what our concerns were.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'll pass it with Sean.
All right. Ms. Flores, just a couple of key questions here. Obviously, the department doesn't think it would be a danger to the kids' physical health and safety to be returned to the parents because you've returned them. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And obviously, the department doesn't think it would be contrary to the welfare of the children to be returned to the parents because you've returned them to the parents, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I need to hear. But Mr. Ray, do you have questions?
None of this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lucero?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Michelson?
No questions.
All right, then, Mr. Alley, anything further from the department?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ray, did you have any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll call Lindsay Persley just briefly for a few questions to clarify
All
some
right,
stuff.
Mr. Ray?
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Persley, regarding the domestic violence support counseling sessions, how many sessions are you lacking to complete the full, I think it was 12 or 14 that you were required to do?
I have completed 5. I was under the impression I was only supposed to have 8. I have asked on numerous times to find an alternative, which has failed to happen.
Okay. From when you originally this case started, were you working at that time?
I think I started working about 3 weeks after the case started, and that was a part-time job, but now I'm full-time.
Now have you developed community ties to assist you if you need help in the future?
Yes, absolutely. I think that at this point we have all the essential tools to move forward and feel confident that this will never happen again.
Okay. Do you feel that life in the household is more safe and more peaceful now that you and James have your alcohol consumption under control?
100%, yes.
Do you feel that that was a main cause of your domestic issues and domestic violence issues in the past?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, anyone have questions of Ms. Persley?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then, Ms. Lucero, did you have any witnesses?
I'd like to call Mr. Persley for a couple of questions, Your Honor, please.
All right. All right, thank you. Ms. Lucero?
Mr. Persley, I just wanted to clarify some of your services. The report stated that you still had not finished your parenting classes. Have you finished your parenting classes?
Yes.
Okay. And then as far as your BIP classes, how many, I heard testimony that you completed 20 of 24. How many have you completed?
It's actually 22. One's not going to show up because it's an essay that I'm writing right now. It's an accountability essay. And that once I send that to them, then that counts as a class.
Okay. And as far as throughout this case, you've had to submit to UAs to test alcohol. Isn't that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you've also had to take some hair follicle screens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have there been any issues through since the case started?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And so have you done your best to be compliant in all your services?
Yes, ma'am. In every way.
Okay. And your home life now is, in your opinion, we heard from your wife, but are things good?
It's excellent. Yes.
All right. And so at this time, are you just asking for the department to be dismissed out and CASA to be dismissed out, and that y'all just go forward with y'all's lives?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have questions for Mr. Persley?
Questions?
All right. Mr. Michelson, did you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Michelson, recommendations?
The parents have taken substantial steps to complete the services. The children appear to be doing well at home and at school. The testimony was that there wasn't any continuing danger to the children or contrary to their welfare. So I would recommend that it's in the best interest of the children to dismiss the case.
Okay. All right. Thank you. CASA, I read your report. Anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. CASA's reports, for the record, CASA's reports recommended dismissal of the case. Based on the answers to the questions and the kids already having been placed home, this is an easy one to call. I don't have any, under the current law, I have no choice but to send these kids home, which I would have done anyway. So anyway, I will dismiss the case. Mr. and Ms. Persley, congratulations on what you've done. I have no reservations at all that these kiddos are right where they need to be. So once again, congratulations, and I'm sure you'll be happy not to have to see me anymore. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll stand in recess on this case. I'll be back at 10:30 to call our next case, and that's not you, Mr. Albee. Looks to me like the rest of my cases are all Randall County cases today. So
This was the only one I had this morning, Your Honor.
yeah, okay. All right, then y'all have a good weekend. We'll stand in recess.
Have a good weekend, Your Honor.
Thank
Thank you very
you,
much.
Judge.
Miss Naranjo, I assume that's your client with you?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, we're waiting on Miss Mullinax and if the father, Mr. Pantoja, shows up. So we've got some time. I don't have another hearing for another hour, so we'll see if Miss Mullinax and her client show up here. So we'll take a little break. I'll watch the waiting room. I do have Mickey Lane in the waiting room. Is she a witness?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right. I'll go ahead and get her
I
in.
don't think Miss Mullinax and her client should be appearing. I think Miss Mullinax, when we had set the hearing, had said that she was probably not going to be able to appear. And
Okay.
that's mainly discussing mother's visitation that she didn't
Yeah.
really issue.
Okay, well, we'll just go ahead. If somebody pops up in the waiting room, I will let them in. I'll interrupt and let them in. So, okay, I will call them here on a motion to change visitation filed on behalf of mother by Miss Naranjo. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Mr. Ingram's with us representing the children. Ms. Naranjo again is representing Miss Ogene, who's with her. Ms. Mullinax nor Mr. Pantoja, the father, are with us. Case was set for 10:30. It's 10:35. We'll go ahead and proceed since the motion really involves visitation for mother only. So, all right, Ms. Naranjo, it's your motion, so you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would call Etta Tiffany Addis Watson.
Okay. Ms. Watson, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Naranjo?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Watson, can you please state your name?
My legal name is Etta Tiffany Ates Watson, but I'm known as Tippy.
And who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
And what is your role with St. Francis Ministries?
I am a supervisor over permanency and reunification.
And are you the assigned supervisor for the Pantoja children case?
Yes, I am.
And is the mother of those children Diana Ogene?
Yes, she is.
On October 25th of this year, did you have a meeting with other workers of St. Francis staff to discuss Miss Ogene's visitation?
Yes.
And at that meeting, was Miss Ogene approved to transport her son, Judah, to family and individual therapy?
Yes, she was.
And this transportation was going to be unsupervised, correct?
Correct.
And is Miss Ogene currently having visitation supervised by placement, which is the children's uncle?
Yes.
And at this meeting, was Miss Ogene also approved to have an additional 2 hours of daily visitation with the children supervised by their uncle to help with the nighttime routine?
Yes.
Was it also St. Francis's plan to begin unsupervised visitation once Miss Ogene provided a negative hair follicle in November.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, I would ask to admit Respondents Exhibit 1, which contains a business records affidavit and contains a negative hair follicle for September. And we gave the 14 days notice on that business records affidavit to all parties.
All right. All right. Respondent Mothers 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Watson, did your office also file a hair follicle and UA drug screen for Ms. Ogene on October 31st of 2024?
I'm not sure of the exact date on that. Miss Lane would have e-filed that.
But it wasn't filed around the end of this month, end of October.
I believe so.
And did you or St. Francis have any concerns regarding those screens?
Not those screens, no, ma'am.
And at this point, Ms. Ogene does have unsupervised access to Judah, so there are no concerns regarding any drug use by Ms. Ogene at this point.
No, ma'am.
So at this time, would the department in St. Francis be opposed to Ms. Ogene beginning unsupervised visitation?
We need one more clean UA and then we were moving to unsupervised.
Why would you need one more clean UA?
That was the direction received from Director Hoskins.
But at this point, the St. Francis has no concerns about any drug use by Ms. Ogene at this time.
I do not at this time.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ingram.
Ms. Watson, do you know when was the last time that Ms. Ogene was drug screened, either hair strand or UA?
Hair strand, I believe, was in November. Miss Lane will have those specific dates. She has not yet screened this month.
Okay, I thought you just said she hair stranded in November.
No, October. I'm sorry. I may have misspoke.
Okay, thank you. Pass the
Sorry.
witness.
Ms. Watts, you said her last hair strand was in November. You mean November, like this current month?
No, sir, I misspoke. It's October.
October.
Last month. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Ingram? Mr. Ingram?
No, sir. Sorry, I couldn't unmute.
All right.
I pass the witness.
Ms. Naranjo, anything further of Ms. Watson?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Naranjo, and any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd call Mickey Lane.
Okay.
And were you present when Ms. Watson testified regarding a meeting on Ms. Ogene's visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that the plan decided by St. Francis?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, regarding Ms. Ogene's services, has she completed the majority of her services other than an OSAR evaluation and the domestic violence support group?
Yeah, she actually, for the OSAR, she actually completed a relapse plan and completed her Padre program after the positive screens in July. And so she was still working with Antonio Graves at that point.
Okay, so basically at this point, all she's really missing is the domestic violence support group.
Yes, unless she tests positive again.
And is it fair to say she, at this point, is almost done with the domestic violence support group?
Yes.
Okay. And at this time, has St. Francis had any concerns regarding Ms. Ogene's drug use?
No, not at this time.
And at this time, are there any concerns or issues that would prevent Ms. Ogene from having unsupervised visitation?
I do not believe so at this time, no.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Lane, are you familiar with with the mother's history of methamphetamine use?
For cocaine and benzos, yes.
Oh, for cocaine and benzos. Okay, I apologize for getting those mixed up. And approximately how long ago did her cocaine use start?
Well, her last positive hair for cocaine was in July.
Objection, Your Honor. This is hearsay as lack of personal knowledge as well.
Yeah, unless it's on file with the business records affidavit, I'll sustain that objection.
Okay. Mickey, have you had any conversations with Mother about when in her life she started using cocaine?
I do believe so.
Do you know approximately what year or how old she was at that time?
I do not.
Okay. Has it spanned several years?
I believe so.
Okay.
Objection, Your Honor, lack of personal knowledge.
Unless mother told her, I will sustain it. If mother told her, then it'll be overruled.
Mickey, has mother told you anything to that effect?
At the beginning of the case, mom did talk about her drug use, but she has since stated she hasn't been using.
Okay. In regards to substance abuse in general, are there always concerns of relapse?
Yes.
And so do we ask the court to continue with the drug testing so that we can continue monitoring that?
Yes.
Okay, pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ingram.
No questions.
All right. Okay, then Ms. Naranjo, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ingram, recommendations?
I have no objection to beginning unsupervised visitation.
Okay. All right, then based on what I've heard then, I will grant the mother's motion. I'll order that visitation with both children by Ms. Ogene be unsupervised. I will order that Ms. Ogene continue to drug test when requested by St. Francis or the department or when court ordered. Okay, that will conclude this hearing. Our next scheduled hearing was for a permanency hearing on December 2nd, 2024. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before December 2nd to see exactly what time that hearing will take place.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have a couple of clarifying questions on the court's order.
Okay.
Are we to interpret this as all of mom's visitation with the children to become unsupervised?
Correct.
And is it limited to the hours that she is currently assigned during the week?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear anything about increasing visitation, and that wasn't part of the motion, so I won't get involved with that today. So, okay, we'll stand in recess. Have a good weekend, and I'll see some of you back at 11:30.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Stay dry. Then I still have a Cheryl Woods. Did you say?
That's the grandmother that.
Oh yeah. Is she a witness or?
She is a potential witness. She's also, I think, a party to the case.
Oh, really? I don't show her as a party to the case.
And we have transferred into another case where she was named a managing conservator.
She's sole managing conservator out of a prior AG order.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Okay. Well, obviously, I'll let her in. I have not heard that name until today. Wasn't in the removal affidavit. Did you say, Ms. Wildman, did you say have the cases been consolidated or they're going to be?
They're going to be, and I think that they have been because I think the cause number we have is that original cause number from the original case.
Okay, but it's all come into this case.
Yes.
All right, so I'll make a note for Brittany to add her as a party to this case since I don't know. I could have signed a consolidation. I don't know.
It's not a consolidation. This is just filed as a petition to modify that prior order.
So we've filed into that cause number then, Judge.
Okay, all right. All right, whatever. All right, let's get Miss Woods in. She's in the waiting room twice for some reason.
Dale, on your computer, there's a button where you can mute your device. And then if Dina can go in another room.
I can mute him. I can do that, but
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm just trying to help them because it's their first time.
He's not Cheryl Woods, and he's not, unless he's also named a conservator, then he's not a party. Let's just put Cheryl Woods in.
He's married. They're married. Him and Cheryl, they're the grandparents that have conservatorship.
All right. Well, all right. So I was told by y'all just a minute ago, Cheryl Woods is the conservator. So now you're telling me he is also, what's his name?
That's incorrect. That prior order only names the grandmother.
All right, let's get on the same page before we get started. So we don't need him sitting in front of that computer. We need Cheryl Woods.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not involved.
And have you turned off the other device, the phone or whatever it was?
Yes. Another room.
All right. All right.
My apologies, Judge.
Dina's in another room. And I'm here in front of the computer. She's got her phone.
Who does?
Dina. Deanne.
And that's the mother judge who was a possessory conservator on that original order.
Right. Well, I see her, so she's muted. She's been in all along. So, all right. So we are just waiting for Brianna Gomez, who is Miss Seaton's attorney. This is my last case of the day. We'll give her a little bit of time to see if she shows up. Otherwise, we'll have to, unless this was a wrapper case, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Well, if she's in agreement to go forward, if Miss Gomez doesn't show up, then we can go forward. If she's not, we'll have to reschedule. So let's just give it a few minutes to see if Miss Gomez joins us. We're here on an adversary hearing. Miss Wildman, you're handling this, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Miss Wildman's with us for the department. Mr. Ingram's with us representing the child. Here's Miss Gomez in the waiting room. Okay, Miss Gomez has joined us representing the mother, Miss Seaton, who is with us, and Cheryl Woods, a permanent managing conservator of the child from a previous order in this case, is also with us. That accounts for all the parties, and I have no one in the waiting room. So, Ms. Wildman, I guess we're ready to proceed.
And Your Honor, before we get started, I just ask that you take judicial notice of that prior order in 11117-L2 that was originally looks like file marked on September 11th of 2014. That order did make Cheryl Woods, the grandmother, the managing conservator, and made Miss Seaton and Mr. Pointer possessory. Mr. Pointer at this point has since passed away since that order was put in place, and so at this point it would just be Miss Seaton.
Okay.
That original title looks like it was just order and suit affecting the parent-child relationship.
All right, that clears up all the confusion earlier, so thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know the best terminology for this, Judge, but if trial amendment is accurate, but after discussing this with our client, we are looking to do temporary joint managing conservatorship with grandma, and then temporary possessory conservatorship with the biological mother, rather than what the original petition asked for, which I think it was PMC. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, my light's on a sensor and it doesn't see me when I'm on the computer.
All right. That's fine. If no one objects, I'll grant that as a trial amendment.
And then
No, Judge.
I would ask Miss Seaton's attorney, Ms. Gamez, if with that change in mind, we may have an agreement today on today's proceedings.
Ms. Gomez, if you'd unmute.
Yes, sir.
If you're in agreement, you can announce it. If not, I can put you in a breakout room with Ms. Wildman, and then if you need to go in with your client, that's fine.
Absolutely. Just a quick few minutes in the breakout room because that changes things drastically.
Okay. You want a breakout room with Ms. Wildman or your client?
My client first, please.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mama. What? My volume's muted and my attorneys want to talk to me myself. You got.
Ms. Gutierrez, in answer to your request, I think she is muted.
Yes, I think she was having trouble unmuting.
Okay.
Hi, so sorry, everyone. I spoke with my client. The other individual I may need a quick breakout room with. Hello? Oh,
I'm sorry, I stepped away. Who?
This is Brianna. So I just briefly spoke with my client if we want that other breakout room for me and the other individual, but we're in agreement.
And that would have just been me if you had any questions for me about that.
Judge, do you mind? Can I have 2 minutes in the breakout room? I know I was late.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
And
No, that's
Judge,
fine.
will you put Teresa in there with me?
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. Okay. Your Honor, my client and I are in agreement with the proposed amended conditions.
All right, give me just a second to close these rooms.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Gomez, so you're telling me you're in agreement that the department and your client will be named joint managing conservator, temporary joint managing.
Judge, to clarify, she's representing Biomom, who is Miss Seaton. Miss Woods does not have an attorney. We would ask if she is also going to be in agreement to remain that, to go to be the temporary joint managing conservator and remain sort of in that position.
Who are we naming? The mother? Is the mother going to be a joint managing, or just the grandmother and the department?
Grandmother would be temporary joint managing conservatorship, and then mother would remain should be temporary possessory conservator,
All
is
right.
what they are currently.
All right. Where's the child currently placed? The city or town, and type of facility?
Give me one moment.
Whoever knows.
She's an RTC in Houston.
Okay. All right, let's start over. Ms. Gomez, your client's in agreement that the department and Cheryl Woods will be named joint temporary managing conservators. Your client will be named temporary possessory conservator. Tammy's current placement will remain the same. Is that your client's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Ingram, are you in agreement?
Yes, sir, I am.
And let's see, Ms. Woods, are you in agreement? Ms. Woods, you're muted.
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Wildman, the department's in agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then. I will approve that agreement. I'll name the department and Cheryl Woods temporary joint managing conservators of the child. I'll name Ms. Seaton temporary possessory conservator of the child. I will continue the child's current placement. We will set a status hearing for December 16th, 2024. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of December 16 to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. So, okay, this is our last hearing. Well, I say that. Let me just confirm. I did have another Randall County adversary set at noon. That was on the Kent child, and my understanding is our office was notified it's been agreed to, and there'll be no hearing requested. Is that correct, Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay, all right, and that means this was our last hearing. So appreciate y'all working that out. We'll stand in recess. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thanks, Judge. You too.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you not Monday.
We're here on a status hearing. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Mr. Ingram's with us representing the child. Ms. Gomez is with us representing the mother, Ms. Seaton, who is with us. And a sole managing conservator, Ms. Woods, is also with us. That accounts for all the parties. I have a Will Rattan and a Christy Ashley in the waiting room.
Christy, actually, I believe that's my caseworker, Your Honor. Will Rattan, if we could bring him in, Your Honor, he is the supervisor on the Jaslyn White case, but that's going to be handled by agreed order.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Gutierrez, your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Christy Ashley as its witness, who is her grandmother.
Cheryl Woods.
And who is her mother.
Dina Seaton.
And did you file a court report on December 3rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
Okay, so noted, and I did read that report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ashley, since the filing of the court report, what are the updates on the child?
She has been a 14-day discharge was put in for Tammy with her current placement. She has to have a new placement by December 23rd. Her behaviors since going into placement have escalated, and have not had time yet this morning because it all just happened, but she is currently on runaway.
And when you say you haven't had time this morning, do you mean to notify the parties?
Yes, ma'am. It happened over the weekend, so I just got all the notifications myself and haven't had time to do the legal notifications.
Okay, thank you. And the child is currently placed in a residential treatment center, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that placement the least restrictive environment considering her needs?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And what are the updates in regards to Deanne Seaton?
Dina Seaton has been given her family plan of service. We went over it and she did sign, and those have been e-filed.
And what are the updates regarding the grandmother?
Same, we met, we went over the family plan of service, and she signed hers as well, and that has been e-filed.
Is grandmother having visitation with the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any updates in regards to that?
We feel that the visits are going well. She's also having supervised by placement phone calls weekly, and we feel it's positive for Tammy to have that interaction. And the notes state that the visits are going well.
At the previous hearing, there was testimony that Tammy had declined a visit, unfortunately, with her mother, Deanne. Is the child still declining visits with her mother?
No, we have set up, Tammy has agreed to start visits with her mother virtually, and we have set that up.
When are they scheduled to start?
They already have started. However, there have been some runaway incidents that have prevented visits from occurring.
Okay, thank you. And in regards to the service plan, can you briefly, very briefly, remind us what the reason for removal was?
Refusal to accept parental responsibility forms were signed.
And was that because the child was struggling with mental and emotional issues?
Yes, ma'am.
And do the service plans that you've prepared aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they reasonably tailored to those issues?
Yes.
Can you please identify 2 to 3 services unique to the grandmother?
Parenting classes that address Tammy's specific needs, and individual counseling, as well as family therapeutic visits.
When you say family therapeutic visits, do you mean therapeutic visits with the child, or is there going to be more people involved?
Family therapy for Tammy with her grandmother, and family therapy for Tammy and her biological mother.
Okay. Now going to Ms. Seaton's 2 or 3 services that are unique to her, would you say that the family therapy with the child would be one of those services?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you give us another 1 or 2 services that are unique to mom?
We have asked that she ensure that only safe individuals are living in the home that are appropriate for her child if she were to be placed there.
And I believe you testified earlier that Ms. Seaton and Ms. Woods had both already reviewed and signed the service plans.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we asking for any drug screening today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are there any other requests we have of the court?
No, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Miss Ashley, you said that some visits have been missed because of previous runaways. So this is not the first time Tammy's run?
No, sir. She ran away, and then the 14-day discharge was put in. And since that 14-day discharge was put in, Tammy has escalated significantly due to being upset about the discharge.
Okay, so there's been multiple. Since the discharge came in, is that when she started running?
The majority, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. And is she on any psychotropic medications?
Yes.
Are they or were they being monitored at least every 30 days when she's
Yes.
okay? So if she's on runaway, she's probably not got her medication with her. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. When she runs away, she does not take her medication. Most of the runs she returns the same day. This current run is the first one that she's been gone overnight.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ms. Gomez, any questions?
No, Your Honor, no questions. Pass the witness.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Ingram, any questions?
No questions.
All right. Ms. Woods, did you have any questions for Ms. Ashley?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right then. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Ashley, I forgot to ask you, forgive me. Is the child in therapy?
Yes, she has started her therapy.
Okay. All right. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right then. Any other witnesses, Ms. Gutierrez?
No, Your Honor. The department rests. We ask that these service plans be made in order of the court and that the child's placement be continued and approved until we find her another one, Your Honor.
Okay. All right then. Ms. Gomez, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ingram, recommendations?
Continue the department as joint managing conservator with the grandmother. Continue placement as is until new placement's found.
Okay. All right, then I will continue the department and Ms. Seaton as joint managing conservators. I'll continue Tammy's current placement, knowing that we've got to find a new placement by the 23rd of December. I will order the services for Ms. Seaton as contained in her service plan. I'll set our initial permanency hearing, our next hearing, for April 14th, 2025. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before April 14th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. Ms. Seaton, I need to admonish you today, the services that are contained in your service plan become a court order. At a final hearing, if you haven't worked those services, your parental rights could be altered or terminated. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. That will conclude this hearing. For those of you involved, I'll be back at 10 o'clock.
Your Honor, I do have one question for clarification.
Okay.
Does that mean that Cheryl Wood's service plan is not made an order of the court at this time?
I don't know that I can. That's why I didn't say that. I'm certainly happy that she's doing services. But if you think I can, I'll make it an order of the court. Frankly, I just didn't know if I could since she's not a parent.
I think that because she's a party to the case, Your Honor, that the court does have the power to make a temporary order and request it or have her do those services. We of course defer to your decision on that.
Oh, I'm fine to do that. So, Ms. Woods, the same doesn't apply to you, Ms. Woods. I will order that you complete the services contained in your service plan. However, the admonition that I gave to Ms. Seaton does not apply to you, as you don't have parental rights, so I couldn't alter or terminate those if I wanted to. So,
Okay. I have a I have a counseling appointment today at 1. And then my husband has one next month on the 16th.
Okay, sounds good. I'm happy that you're willing to work the services. I think that's in Tammy's best interest. So,
yes,
okay,
sir.
Y'all have a good rest of your week. We'll stand in recess until 10 o'clock.